Alright, so I'm going to take you through the basics of algebra. Alright, so first I want us to start with expanding and factorizing. Alright, let me just explain expanding with just a simple example. Okay, suppose we have an expression like this, and you are asked to expand that expression. Alright, so how do you expand an expression like that? So you just have to multiply what's in the brackets. You have to remove the brackets, in other words. Okay, so let's do it. So we take your a, multiply it with a of that side, you get an a squared. Then again take your a, multiply it with this time with b, get plus a b, and then we take b, multiply it with a, get another plus a b, and then multiply again your b with the b of the other bracket, you get b squared. Okay, so let's simplify that. That simplifies to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Alright, so basically when we're expanding, we're simply removing the brackets. Okay, so let's do another example. Suppose you are asked to expand this expression. Alright, so you are asked to expand. Alright, so let's work through this one. So first we multiply, we remove the brackets by multiplying. So 3b times b, we get it 3b squared, and 3b times negative 1, we get negative 3b minus. Alright, let's break down this bracket. B by b, we get a b squared, then multiply b by 2, we get a positive 2b, then multiply negative 2 by b, get a negative 2b, then negative 2 by 2, get a negative 4. Alright, so 3b squared minus 3b, then minus 2 times, simplify what's in that bracket, b squared, this cancel out, minus 2, positive 2b and negative 2b is 0, so minus 4. Alright, so that simplifies to 3b squared minus 3b, then we multiply everything by that negative 2, everything in the bracket, get minus 2b squared, negative 2 times negative 4, get a positive 8. So that should simplify to 3b squared, group like terms, minus 2b squared minus 3b plus 8. This should simplify to b squared minus 3b plus 8. Just like that. Alright, so now let's move on to factorizing. Now let's try factorization. Right, I'm going to do this again with a simple example. Okay, so here we have an expression x squared plus 4 x, and we're supposed to factorize that expression. Okay, so let's do it. So when factorizing, it's more like an opposite for expanding. This time you introduce the brackets. So when expanding, you remove the brackets, but when factorizing, you introduce back the brackets. So here, what can we factor out in that expression? So we look for something that is common, and it's x. Can factor out x, factor off. If we factor out x here, we're left with x, and if we factor x there, we're left with positive 4. Simple as that. Okay, let's do one more example. Suppose your expression that you're supposed to factorize is like this one: x squared minus 4. Right. Now, an expression like this one is referred to as a difference of two squares. The reason being that both x squared and 4x are perfect squares, and 4 are perfect squares. So that one, you factorize it this way. That's the difference of two squares. So 4 can be written as 2 to the power of 2. That's why we're using 2 there. Okay, so let's do another one. Alright, so I have an expression here: a squared minus b squared is equal to a plus b factor of a minus b. This is what we call difference of two squares. Okay, so how do you apply it when factorizing? Say factorizing an expression like x squared minus 9. Okay, so first you try to express this in that form. Okay, so that means we get x squared minus, so our negative 9 there, our 9 can be written as 3 squared. Alright, so that means this expression is a difference of two squares. So when factorizing it, you simply write it like that. So it will be x plus 3 x minus 3. Okay, so here's another one: x squared minus 4. So first, again, let's try and write it in that form. It will be x squared minus 2 to the power of 2. And now we can factorize it using the difference of two squares. It will be x plus 2 x minus 2. What about this one? So 16 is 4 to the power of 2. So now we can factorize it. It will be x plus 4 and x minus 4. Yes, let's do this one: 2x squared minus 7x plus 15. Okay, so when factorizing an expression like that one, let's first express it in simpler terms, because you can't factorize this one like that. So first you multiply your 15 and positive 2, so that you get a positive 30. Oh, by the way, it's negative 15 here, so it's going to be negative 30. Okay, so now I have a negative 30. We're going to look for factors of negative 30, that when we add them or subtract them, they're going to give us negative 7. Okay, so those factors are negative 10 and positive 3. Right, now we write our expression as 2x squared minus 10x plus 3x minus 15. Look at this. This is the same as negative 7x. Okay, so now when we've expressed it in this way, we can now factorize it. So what is common between 2x squared and negative 10x is 2x. So if we factor out 2x here, we're left with x, and if we factor out 2x here, we're left with negative 5. And then between 3x and 15, positive 3 is common. So if we factor out positive 3 there, we're left with x, and 3 from 15, we're left with negative 5. Right, now you write it simply as 3 as 2x plus 3 factor of x minus 5, because it's just the same thing. That's how you factorize that one. Okay, alright, so here's another example. Let's factorize this one. So what's common between these two is 2y. Factor out 2y here, we're left with t minus, factor out 2y here, we're left with 4s. And then here between these two, negative z is common. I'll be left with t minus 4s. So you simplify that to 2y minus z, factor of t minus 4s.